Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Lazy Thinker Show. I'm your host, Jacob Wheeler. Joined today with me, as always, is Mr. Tristan Bailey. How are you doing?
I've been better. I've been better. Oh,
You been better? What's going on?
oh. Just another day. Just another Monday. You know how it be. You know how it be.
Yeah, it must really suck to be tired and not have any caffeinated beverage to lift you up, you know?
I know. I'm so sad. It's not good for me to have so much caffeine, but like I did. I need it to. If I had it, boom, we would have been good. We would have been solid. But now I'm all sleepy and I'm already exhausted because I overdosed on melatonin last night on accident because I have the liquid melatonin and I thought that it was low enough now where I would just finish it off. There was so much in it, and it was too late. I couldn't just spit it back in the bottle. So
Fuck, you just sedated yourself?
I know I was like, I just dreamt all night, but I was awake for it at the same time. That was crazy.
Do you remember your dreams from last night?
Yeah, I
Were they
do.
pretty intense?
Well, I mean, they weren't intense. They were just like very like real. So I guess yeah,
Mm.
intense. But like it was just so. A girl touched my pee pee.
Oh.
Just over the pants, just over the pants, but it felt a lot better because it was a dream. But then she immediately friend zoned me.
After
So
touching your penis?
yeah, I was like, oh, I thought we had something
Uh,
special. You touched, you touched my little wee wee. But yeah, it was sad. It was heartbreaking. I had a bunch of others. That's just the one that I remember. Actually, I think I had a bunch more, but I just
that was your
don't.
favorite one. That was your favorite dream.
That was the last one. That was the last one at the end, and yes, it was my favorite, even though it was heartbreaking because it was one of those dreams where I still felt the emotion. Like I really felt betrayed. I was like, what? I don't know who the faceless woman was, but I loved her.
You know, people you see in your dreams, the faces you see in your dreams are just faces you've seen in real life at some point. So you've seen that girl before.
And fell in love with her
Yeah,
subconsciously.
apparently.
Apparently, wanted her to
Damn, that's
do the old
crazy. You took
pee
an insane
touch.
amount of melatonin. But I was gonna ask you, how much caffeine do you normally intake a day, usually?
I typically have two 12-ounce Red Bulls. That's like the normal, but I'll throw in like coffee. Like I don't even know how much coffee I drink when I do drink it. It's just like I drink two things. Like I caffeinate myself twice a day. Like it's not super crazy, but it's a lot of caffeine that I
So
caffeinate.
you normally have two Red Bulls, but if you don't have two Red Bulls, you have like one Red Bull and a cup of coffee, or do you have like two Red Bulls and cups of coffee?
I'll It depends on if my day's long or not. Like if it's just like a normal day and I get home at a reasonable time, I'll have either a cup of coffee in the morning and then a Red Bull sometime throughout the day. But if it's like a long ass day, I'll be all like, I'm gonna me a third option, a third. But I usually, if I go past the third, if for some reason, well, when I'm drinking, I have like 40 ounces of Red Bull when I'm drinking because of my go-to beverage. But
The vodka Red Bull, or
yeah, they're just they're a nice. I've realized that they're a nice buzz starter. Like I'll drink two or three of those, and I'm all like, okay, I feel nice and buzzed, and so then I can drink other things. But I need to chill with drinking some because they're just so delicious, and I just want to keep
Mhm.
drinking them. But then I get a tummy ache. But yeah, I drink typically one morning caffeinated beverage, and then one afternoon, unless I'm exhausted, then I'll have a third one because I need something to. And it never works. I just waste the caffeine because I just drink it, and I'm like, nah, bro, you caffeinate it out. There's too much.
By that third one, at the end of the day, the caffeine doesn't even really do anything, but the feeling of like getting the beverage and opening it and drinking it,
It's
that
called
wakes you up somehow. It's the placebo effect.
yeah, because addiction. Yeah, yeah.
Mhm, mhm.
You got your fix. Yeah, it's,
Yeah, yeah. I
it
mean,
feels better.
and
Like when I crack it open, I'm just like, I heard you. Like
that's
I just.
right. That's right. And I still am. I definitely consider myself an avid coffee drinker, but it's way
Mm.
down from where I was at the beginning of the year. Because at my one of my last jobs, I had like they had a just a complimentary coffee maker with Keurig cups and creamer and sugar, and it was just at our disposal all day, every day. And I was working insanely long shifts, and so instinctually, I would just get those cups of coffee, and then before I knew it, I was used to drinking like 5 or 6 of those a day, plus whatever Red Bull or whatever energy drink I had coming into work. And so then I had a visit to the hospital, and so it was definitely like an eye opening experience. I don't think the caffeine was the only reason I ended up in the hospital, but it definitely was not helping.
I I I would be so pissed if I like had a heart scare like that, and then I was just all like, because that's immediately what me and everyone around me would be all like, well, it's probably because you drink so many Red Bulls a day, and I'd be all like, look, bro, you're not taking them from me. You can, you could take my life, but I can't. I'm not gonna make it. I can't make it if you
That's
take away
right.
my caffeine. I'm just gonna like the caffeine doesn't even really help me. Like every once in a while, it'll give me a little bit of a boost, I guess. But it's just it's like you said, it's more of the placebo effect. Just like that, I'm having it. It makes me feel more comfortable with my energy levels because I'm like, okay, I've
Yes.
had my Red Bull, so now, or I've had my coffee, so now I'm should be good. I shouldn't be as tired, and then my body some is just like feels fine. But then there's other
Right.
times where for some reason I don't know why, but sometimes it'll hit. It'll just give me energy, and that's where the addiction comes in.
It's the weirdest thing, but yeah, I mean, a lot of the times it really is just I don't feel anything after drinking it. It's
Mm-hmm.
just the fact that I'm drinking it
Yeah,
at all.
it's like vapors. You know, they're just like they kind of stop getting that neck buzz, but they just keep hitting it just because it is what it is. But
Yeah.
yeah, I do. Remember when we used to fucking get a little 4 pack of the 8 ounces and just real
Like
fast,
like it was nothing. Like it
like
was
it was
nothing.
nothing, and then fucking cut pizzas for 30 minutes and then crash.
Yeah, and then we were really really good for the first couple hours of our shift, and then the last 4 or 5 hours was
Rough.
minimal to no effort. Yeah, whenever I got out of the hospital, I went like almost 2 weeks straight without having any caffeine whatsoever, and so it was like a week and a half after the hospital, and then whatever, like 4 days I was in the hospital, and I mean the first week legitimately sucked ass. Like I was feeling withdrawals. Like I had headaches every single day. I was more irritable, and I didn't even know why until I made the connection that I didn't have any caffeine. Like that was the thing I was missing from my normal daily routine, and it was a struggle. I just felt lethargic, like heavy, and that's the thing whenever you get used to drinking coffee, like you and I do, like a lot of it every day. It doesn't even get you. It doesn't give you a boost anymore. It just gets you to zero. It just gets you to where your base level is because your body just started relying on that for its normal energy. It's a shitty. The human experience is such bullshit. Like every good thing is terrible for you, and every bad tasting thing is good for you. And it goes all the way through the different experiences of life. Like typically if something's fun, you can't do very much of it because you're either going to die or there's going to be other consequences from it. It's wherever the origin of this shit came from.
Existence is punishment for something. I don't know what we did before we were existing, but it sucks. It
Yeah, it
sucks.
can't be worse than this.
And
So
it's good. It's just good enough to where we know what good is, so it sucks even more.
yeah. And another thing that sucks is the fact that this month, we're almost done with it now, but we've been living through probably, I mean, I think guaranteed, like factually, the hottest month ever in recorded history.
Nice transition.
And thank you.
Um,
It's been pretty fucking awful. You work outside. You work. I think you definitely have it worse than me now in terms of the heat that you're exposed to. You're not really exposed to like direct sunlight, right? But you're just like in the hot attics. Or am I
yeah,
tripping?
yeah. The addicts be sometimes you like. The other day, I poked in. I poked my head up into an attic, and I said, "Yep, that's all you, bro." And then I just like stepped back down. I was like, "You got it. I'll hand you stuff." It could get bad. Yeah, it gets pretty rough. It's like it's awful. Like there was one time we were doing a removal in an attic, and every like 10 minutes we had to swap out or we'd pass out. And if it's, there's
Jesus.
like parts where like There's sometimes crawl spaces where we have to like fucking crawl through, and with it being so hot that if we do feel like we're gonna pass out, it's impossible for us to pull that person out, so they're told to just fall through the roof, just like go through to get out. Luckily, that hasn't happened
What?
yet, but like that's what they're like. Hey, look, you're gonna fucking die of a heat stroke if you just stay in that crawl. So you just gotta go through. You just gotta go through the drywall.
Like like go through it. Like
It's pretty easy. You just kind of touch it and you fucking fall. So yeah,
really? Is there like a
yeah.
contract with the people, like the homes that you're working with, where that's understood? Like, hey, if we get too hot in here, we may come through your ceiling.
I I guess I don't know because we do tell them like, hey, there's a good chance we're gonna fall through your ceiling just by walking around. Like it's so easy. Like I should have fell through last week because I was walking and a lot of people have like random plywood boards up there and stuff or random boards, so it's easier to walk. I'm not just walking on studs. And I stepped on one and that bitch just broke in half. Not because I'm fat. It was a bad board. All right,
I
it was a
wasn't.
weak board. Just
I don't think anyone was thinking that.
I was just
But
making sure, just
okay,
making sure.
right.
But anyways, I fell through and my foot like touched the drywall. But usually, like when your foot touches that, you're supposed to go through. I fell through one attic and that shit. I was so pissed.
You actually did?
Well, I didn't fall through, but like my leg went through. Like I
Mm.
went through someone's ceiling, and the customer's like, "What the fuck?" It was so funny because my leg just dangling in the fucking roof of his kitchen. But yeah, it's
They're having
fucking.
his breakfast, just sees a foot come through the ceiling. What the fuck?
I get so anxious every time I walk through an attic. Like I'm always like, because it's just like, and sometimes you'll fucking like fall for a second. You're like, "Fuck," and it's just it's
That's
terrifying.
terrifying.
It sucks. Fuck my job. God, I hate that shit.
But seems like it'll get easier once the summer's done. Because I mean,
Oh my god, I can't wait for winter.
in the service industry, the summer just sucks. And for some reason, we decided to live in Texas, where it's
Yeah.
of the hottest places that you could be at. And not only is it hot, it's humid hot. So like whatever the temperature is, it feels so much worse, and you just feel more disgusting walking outside.
Mm.
You just feel heavy. Global warming is a thing because it's not supposed to be like this. It's not. This winter is probably going to be one of those like 65, 70-degree winters, where it's like kind of hot outside and
I know. I feel like we only
Christmas
hit
morning.
sub 20 like twice last winter. Like it was like never that cold. And I like the cold so much. Like
Yeah.
really cold and really hot both suck, but really cold is so much better. It's just like, oh, fuck me, it's so cold, but you're just like trying to warm yourself up. I hate getting in a car early in the morning when it's cold. Oh my fucking
Me too.
starting to drive in the morning. I fucking hate when the heater just won't hurry up. But yeah,
That's the one time where I kind of think of summer in a very positive light. It's only those moments where it's early in the morning and you're fucking freezing your ass off on the way to work.
Summer, you're fucking get in the car and you melt. It's just like it sucks. Like why can't look. Why can't we just constantly be at a clean like 65 degrees outside? Just chill, a little breezy too. Oh man, throwing some clouds up in that bitch because I hate the sun. Look,
Yeah.
I've been so excited. Winter's like fuck, just fall. It's just when it's cool outside. I'm just so excited when I get to wear a little jacket, my little sweaters. I get to fucking go out, I have my little hot coffee while I'm in the back of the box truck instead of fucking a Red Bull and sweating my ball sack off. Oh my god, bro! I'm
Right.
so excited for winter.
And winter gives so many options in terms of fits and stuff. Like I've never considered myself like a fashionista or someone who had any sort of style, but over the last few years, I've really tried to do that more. And the winter, I just feel like personally for myself is whenever I look the best because it just gives you like so many options. Like you can throw on a hoodie jacket look, you can be pants, and there's just the options are endless. You can do flannel, you can do whatever. But in summer, it's like shorts and a t-shirt.
Better. People just look so much better in the winter because like they're just the better fits. I mean, yeah, you throw a little t-shirt and shorts. Only such a select few can pull off a good t-shirt short combo, and like that's all I wear. but only because I don't have any other choice. I can't,
Me
it's
too.
hot outside. I can't
Yeah.
wear nothing else. And Julie was roasting me earlier because she was folding my clothes and she was just all like, that's how you know you only wear the 3 outfits because that's them right there. And it was just like a few, and I was just like, look. I don't like it any more than you do. I'm just waiting for winter. All right, it's a hard life. It's the only black shirts and my black shorts are the only things that I feel comfortable going out in public in. So it's what
Yeah.
people get. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah. I have 3 shorts that I cycle through right now and just like 4 or 5 different t-shirts that I have to wear outside. I had to turn my air conditioning down in my apartment so that way I could justify wearing a sweater right now because even the
Yeah,
heat was just it was 69, 70 degrees in here. Heat was still pouring in. I was still fucking hot in this thing even inside.
it's a hard life. I keep my fucking house freezing cold because I just like cold so
Me
much.
too.
It feels so
Me too.
good, but it's so expensive. But all right, yeah. So it's
Yeah.
the hottest. What was the hottest day? Like, what was
This month has had 3 of the warmest weeks in history. Experts believe July will go down as Earth's hottest month in 120,000 years, based on climate records from tree rings and other indications of past seasons.
tree rings? What a
So,
myth. Sorry.
are you really denying tree
No.
rings right now? You going down that road?
Oh,
That's the avenue
these
you're taking?
motherfuckers think they speak Groot, huh? They just all, I know. Yes, the lines speak to me. I know. No, I'm just kidding. I know there's sciencey stuff behind. I just think it's funny because it's like they dead could be lying, and because it's like it sounds so crazy. I don't think they are, but like I'm saying, like I think that they say something like that, and I'm just like, yeah, tree rings. That's how you can tell old. That makes sense. Count them. Sure,
Right,
that
right.
makes yes, yes.
Yeah, you go, guys.
How the fuck did you figure that out? Did you? Like it's just that's what's crazy to me. The things that people figure out. Like it's just like
Oh my God, yeah.
what made you think of that? What do you? I would have not a million years would I thought to count the tree rings after I cut the tree down.
I was watching this podcast with this guy who is very popular, very known for the stuff going on in the Amazon jungle and just the stuff going on over there. But think about like what I think about this probably once or twice a month. But the amount of plants and things that look edible but aren't edible, and then the amount of animals that we just didn't imagine the first time interacting with all of these things and all the humans that had to eat all the poisonous shit for it to eventually go down and for the word to travel from generation to generation that hey, that leaf is not okay, that leaf's not okay, that one's good, but
I love
that
how it
one
had
will
to be
probably
multiple people. It was just all like
Mhm.
one person had to eat it and be like, yeah, but what if? Okay, yeah, Brad died, but Brad was kind of a pussy. Let's be honest. I think that we could still eat it. I think he just sucks.
Brad was gonna
And,
die anyway,
and then they all die, and they're like, Brad was still a pussy. But
that's right.
yeah, it is crazy.
Yeah, I mean it's insane. Like there's like those uncontacted tribes, like the interactions that Western societies had with them and the things you learn about the world from them, even though to us, they have no access to the internet. They have no access to all the things that we enjoy in Western society, but they can just like walk you through a jungle and see a leaf. And they're like, hey, this one, if you have an infection, you take this leaf plant and rub it on it, the infection will be gone tomorrow. And just like different things like that Western medicine doesn't really consider because there is like the narrative around natural holistic medicine. There's just kind of a negative connotation with that. And so people just write it off a lot and just take the Western medicine as the word. But there's a lot of stuff that humans as a whole have figured out, and we're just kind of losing as we get more and more technologically advanced. But yeah, back to this month, I looked at this article, source nm.com, but they're saying that, yeah, this heat this month, humans haven't felt this since the end of the last ice age. The temperature for the first 3 weeks of July averaged 62.5 degrees Fahrenheit. And
Okay.
it beat the previous record in 2019, which was 62 degrees Fahrenheit. And that's taking into account Antarctica's weather. That's taking into account everywhere on the world, and it's still at a level where we have not seen it before. But it sucks because it's like it's one of those like things that I don't like thinking about, because like you remember all this stuff about how we can affect the climate and how we can fix it as civilians and stuff, and get reusable straws, or paper straws, and all these just little things that corporations made up for us to feel better about ourselves. But when you look at the actual statistics of who's creating who's creating the pollution, it really stems to like 10 different corporations. I don't have the number at the top of my head, but it's an astounding number that civilians, whether or not they use the reusable straw or not, they're not moving that needle. What's moving the needle is these multi-billion trillion dollar corporations that are shooting all these pollutants into the air. And not only them, but also the extremely wealthy who fly on their private jets. Like there's that website where you can look at the flight records of the Kardashians and all these famous people, and you just see the usage that these planes are getting to just fly from like Los Angeles to Sacramento, or just these small little trips that you don't need a plane for four people. It's just an insane thing that we're living through right now. Very consequential time in history for us, and we can't do anything about it. We just have to hope that the corporations do the right thing. That was a ramble, but
what a hopeless thing to hope. Corporations doing the right thing. That's crazy. If it's
no, it's okay though, man, because we can rely on the government to regulate it, right?
yeah, the government's worried about it. We're so awful. We're just awful creatures. All we are is bad for the earth. That's all we are. We're just
Yes.
we don't help it anymore. I don't even if we ever did. We just all we do is make it worse. Like better for us. I mean, I'm not like the
Like
earth.
we're using this stuff. I mean, we're using the technology that was created from these mines and the things that are destroying the earth. But
like you said, all good things are bad for you, and all bad things are good. That was a horrible way of saying how you said it, but I mean,
I got what you were saying though. Speaking of extinct species, though, to kind of not a positive note, but to make it an interesting note, I sent this to you, but there was this ancient worm that was frozen in Greenland somewhere. I could be wrong about the country, but there was this ancient worm that this species lived 46,000 years ago, and this one worm was frozen in ice for that entire time. And scientists recovered that worm, unfroze it, gave it whatever nutrients that it needed to live again, and it started moving and it just started living again. Like it just unpaused from being frozen, and now it's starting to reproduce. And it's like, first of all, there wasn't two worms there. There wasn't like a mating thing that happened. This ancient worm was just frozen in time, and we unfroze it, gave it just a couple things, and now it's this species that was around with woolly mammoths and all these other extinct species is now around with us. It's pretty crazy. It's
we got a worm. Hell yeah. The
yeah,
past is cool to think about. Like, oh damn, like that shit was just like squirming around, and then just in the future, and it doesn't even know it. It's not even smart enough. Like it's just all like, wow, the woods got crazy. Like I think it's just insane. It's insane that we have a past, that there was that long ago, and that things were just completely different, and there was just no civilization, and just animals and very big ones, and just cruising, living
yeah.
life. It's just crazy. Time is just insane. It's crazy to think
It
about.
is. It is. But the thing about this, the worm itself is, I mean, it's cool that they revived a species from that long ago, but it is just a worm at the end of the day. But what that opens up is the potential for, that theory, that like conspiracy theory that Walt Disney has been frozen underneath the Disney studios for all these
Yeah,
years, and they're going to unrevive
you
him one
talking?
day. In our deleted episode that we couldn't show, we were kind of talking about the technology that AI and these scans can do now, where it can read your brain, it can recreate your dreams, essentially whatever you're thinking, whatever your inner monologue is saying, the AI can almost duplicate that. It's insane. It's just the technological point that we're getting to right now at the same exact time that the earth is dying. Where are we going to be in 20 years?
Yeah, at the same time that the Earth is dying, we're trying to figure out how to live longer. It's just like, for where are we gonna live? I don't. What are you trying to live longer for? But also, yeah, the whole AI thing that could recreate our dreams wherever. I need that, because what we talked about at the beginning of the podcast. Yeah,
Oh
boy.
god.
Well, actually, I don't need that. That was a horrible experience. I was heartbroken. But yeah, it is crazy. It's insane that eventually, I don't want to make the same mistake as like the people before us, who just thought that it was going to be some crazy futuristic shit in my lifetime. But then again, it's just like we're really like we've advanced so much in the last 20 years, just an insane jump of technology, and so
Yeah.
it's just crazy what could ensue.
And it's exponential growth too, right? Like there's every single year gets better and faster than the year before. So it's just all compounding against each other, and it's insane. It's insane. And like the difference now is like, yeah, because I think about that too with like, man, maybe we are just the people who are like, man, this is the generation, like this is it, this is the end of the world, where we feel like we're important. But every generation before that has said the same thing. But the difference now, I think, is the stuff that our parents and their parents were worried about was all kind of put in sci-fi movies, and all these, it was made into like a pop culture thing, and it was like this could never really happen, right? And now it's actually happening in real life. Like the stuff that, like the Black Mirror episodes, what made it so cool was like, wow, this is even the first season or two of Black Mirror, the stuff that we could do now, we couldn't have even conceived of that. And what made it interesting at the beginning and not terrifying was like, man, this is very similar to Earth. And imagine like if this is how what we got to with our technological advancements. And now I just watch Black Mirror and I'm just like, shit, this is just another just scenario that's going to happen in real life. Like it's only a matter of time.
Yeah.
It's scary, but we're going to be here to talk about it all while the earth is burning. So
Yeah. I think that we'll be pretty close to, destroying old Mother Earth. But I don't think in our lifetime it's gonna be like, well, unless nuclear war happens or whatever, because we keep just putting random ass
ding, ding,
people
ding,
into
ding.
office. So it's just like, who knows? Who fucking knows what happened? It's just there's no way to predict it. There could be all the like global warming and all that. That's something that will slowly, gradually, like fuck the world. Something is going to destroy the world. It'll either be us or something we did that fucked the earth and caused it to want to fuck itself. Um, so it's an inevitable end. I mean, we just have to figure out where somewhere else to go and fuck somewhere else in the universe. But
That's what I think about the beginning of Interstellar a lot, like where there was dust storms and you started just, you could physically feel that the earth was hurting. And that's what I feel like the end of our lives are going to be like, where everything's going to be drier. There's not as much water. It's hotter. You're not really going to see snow that much. I could see that, but I do agree with you that I don't think we're going to be 45 years old and that's the end of humanity, but
yeah.
definitely an important, a scenario that's not off the table, you know.
Now let's talk about Ariana Grande.
Are you familiar with the situation?
I have a general idea. Uh,
We don't need to go down the gory details because anyone watching this has already figured that out. But long story short, Ariana Grande is married to her husband. This co-star of her new movie Wicked is married to his wife of 15 years. They were high school sweethearts. They have a 7-month-old baby, and essentially there was an affair between Ariana and her co-star. I forgot his Ethan Slater, I think is his name, but he played SpongeBob on Broadway, and now he's co-starring on this Wicked movie. But um, there was an alleged affair that happened between Ariana and Ethan, and according to her, they were working on the marriage. They were doing whatever they could to try to revive it. And essentially, she got blindsided by Ethan Slater with a divorce, while she thought nothing was really wrong, because he wanted to pursue this relationship with Ariana Grande. And so he's giving up 15 years of his life, a 7-month-old baby, to go fuck your co-star. And like, when you think about first of all, Ariana is extremely fucked up in this regard, because apparently, according to the wife, Ariana had dinners with them. She's interacted with her. She's held their baby, made comments about how I can't wait to have babies one day to the wife. And so it was knowingly home wrecking that situation. And then for Ethan's position, when you look at Ariana Grande, sure, she's beautiful. Looks like she has it all. She's at the top of the world. But she has not had the best track record for relationships, or relationships that last. And so you're giving up all that with a wife who's willing to work through cheating, which is something that most people wouldn't and shouldn't try to work through. You're giving all that up and this baby, for something that I think everyone has a general understanding is just not going to last. And so you're just going to end up sitting there with nothing at the end of the day. And you think about the headspace that wife has to be in too. Like, the body dysmorphia that women feel after they give birth is no joke, obviously. And for her, she's like, fuck, like, my husband, my high school sweetheart, who gave me this baby who was just born, went to go fuck Ariana fucking Grande, the prettiest woman in the world, according to people. And the mental state that has to put you in, it really has to fuck with you. And she's a victim for sure.
But what probably the girlfriend or the wife didn't reveal is that maybe that was his celebrity. What's that thing that people have?
Oh,
you could
hall
cheat.
pass.
Yeah, the celebrity hall pass. Hey, maybe that, and then she regretted that because she was like, that would never happen though. And then it happened, and then now she's like, what the fuck? But it's like, hey, look, bro. Like, I mean, if Ariana Grande was like flirting with me, I'd be all like, look, get the fuck away from me. I'll see you after the show. God. No, well, I'm just kidding. I wouldn't do that. I would just fall. But it's Ariana Grande. Like, I'm not leaving my girlfriend for her. I'm not cheating on her with her because, like you said, that's not something it's Ariana fucking Grande. Like, it's a celebrity.
She's chasing these dopamine feels.
Yeah, she's just like, ooh, let me fuck this normal guy, and it's just all like, and that's all it'll be. That's all it'll ever be. That's so stupid. It's like she's in Hollywood with like the top of the top tier men at her, like, that she could have, and you think that you, a man who was SpongeBob in a fucking musical type shit, is going to be the one that weds and starts a family and lives happily ever after with Ariana Grande. No, it's just the guy was fiending. He was simping. He let it control him. He let the coochie turn him delusional, which, you know, it can happen. Women are sirens sometimes, you know.
It's just,
you just get lost in the song.
It's just so tough when you remember that song she put out. It was "Break Up with Your Girlfriend, I'm Bored." And like these other songs that she's made about like home wrecking and shit. And
I completely forgot about that song. What a savage. She's just so open
for
about
real.
It. This is just all, that's how it is.
Like this movie that they're working on, it's going to come out in late 2024. And so they're all living in London right now working on this. That's kind of how this whole thing happened, is they're living in London. Like on set, you have to think about, if the baby hasn't been born yet, it means the baby's probably about to be born whenever they first got on set and started working on the film. And so all this flirting, all this cheating that happened even before he announced the divorce was happening while this baby was being brought into this world. It's really tough. And then for just to state the other side of the argument, because there is reporting that is conflicting. What I stated is all according to the wife, the blindsidedness and all that. But there are other reports that have come out essentially stating that there was a separation notice from Ariana and Ethan to their partners, and they apparently had been separated for 2 months before the romantic stuff started. But to me, those reports just seem like they'd be from one of their PR teams, and I don't think this wife or Ethan Slater's wife or ex-wife has any reason to lie or bring any extra attention to the situation. I mean, it's one of those things where you just kind of like believe the victim, because like, what does she actually gain from lying? This is her only opportunity to kind of air out her grievances in any way, in a notable way, where it affects their careers a little bit.
I don't know if it's still. I don't know if this is like a thing. I know nothing about anything. But isn't there like if there was adultery involved or cheating, doesn't that like isn't there something that the other person in the divorce gets or some shit like the kid, like she'll get the kid immediately because the separation was due to the husband committing adultery.
I don't know about that, but that seems like that would make sense. It's tough because he tried to like release a joint statement with her once all the news came out, trying to kind of save face a little bit. And obviously she denied that. But then he released a statement essentially saying that he's desperate to co-parent this baby with, I think her name's Lori or Lauren or something like that, but his ex-wife, how he wants to co-parent that baby. He's desperate for it, but like someone's got to check up on him in a couple years once Ariana Grande is broken up with him, and once he doesn't have his adoring wife anymore, and he has weekend visiting rights for his baby. And the most impressive thing that he will have ever done is a Broadway musical about SpongeBob SquarePants. I mean, it's tough out here for him. Just like letting lust get in the way of like the ultimate goal, which is happiness. I mean, that is the dream for so many people, is to have a family, have that baby with the love of your life. And I don't know, they've been together for so long. It's like crazy that that's how it ended.
What a fucking hell.
That's the Ariana Grande gossip. And the only reason I know that
thank you
is because, yep, exactly. He'll be the next song. And no, he's not. Have you seen a picture?
Yeah, I've seen a picture. No wonder bro folded so fast, because he doesn't fucking look like me. I would fucking never do that shit. I'm too S tier. Oh, Ariana Grande, you wish you could have all this.
That's right.
I'm taking.
Put yourself on a different level.
Yeah, it's just how it is. It's how it is. I mean, she would. I'm pretty sure that like most celebrities already like stalk my Instagram page. Like, yeah, that's just and there's nothing on it. They just look at that profile pic and they're just all like, "Oh my god, I want him so bad. Look at those luscious locks."
Yeah, they love your username too.
My username's fantastic. It's just how it is, man. I mean, weak men like that fold. I mean, they don't know what loyalty is. I mean, my girl's the best in the whole world.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but literally 10 minutes ago you were talking about how you would immediately cave to Ariana Grande.
Yeah, because I mean, I would not, but I mean, I would. I wouldn't cheat or leave, but like, if girl flirt like most normal girls, like it'd be all like, all right, like chill, like, you know, I got, fuck off.
It's like I'm flattered, but stop.
Yeah, but with Ariana Grande, it's like, look, she a celebrity's flirting with me. I'm gonna allow her to do this. Please flirt. Julie.
Wow, man. Julie's gonna watch this episode and she's gonna have some words for you.
Yeah, look, Julie. Listen. I'm an insecure man. All right.
Well, hold on. I'm gonna step away from this moment. That way you can talk to her.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, look, Julie. I'm an insecure man. You know how it is. You know, I don't, get a lot of compliments. So when she does, it's Ariana Grande. You know how it is. You know how it be. If she was just all like, "Wow, you're handsome," she like looked at me with those fucking beautiful eyes and was, you know what? Honestly, I probably shouldn't. I'm losing. I'm already folding, and she's not even talking to me.
No. we're gonna reject that idea. You need to go about it a different way.
I would never.
Wow.
Never. Just kidding. I'm a piece of shit.
Babe, I would never do that. She was just looking at me with her beautiful eyes and Ariana.
I fell in love. What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do, Julie? I fell in love. I can't. What the fuck? Like, oh, I'm so bad because I fell in love. No, it's great. But no, if if I have a kid, if I had a like my love's already pretty strong with Julie, but if I had a kid, no other bitch exists at that point. Woman, girl, bitch is a bad one, but it's like I have a child. Like we're a family. Like that's
Right.
I'm not just betraying like my partner. I'm betraying my whole fam, my child. It's just all like that's when it's just all like, look, you just can't be a horny fuck anymore.
Right. Because once you have a baby, what should happen, not saying that this happens most of the time or even half the time with fathers or parents in general, but the goal for both of these people now is to develop this human being, and that should be the only focus. And while they're bringing this life into the earth, into the world, he's fucking Ariana Grande.
Like, and take away the whole fact that when the kid's old enough, he's gonna think his dad's a pimp. But like,
Do you think that their kid is gonna look at, because they're gonna find out. I mean, he's a public figure. Ariana Grande is one of the most famous people in the world. You're gonna find out that all that happened. Are you gonna respect your father for that, or are you going to not respect your father for that?
it depends on if he's an Andrew Tate follower or a normal human being. If he's a
Good
normal
point.
human being, he'll be like, "Dad, that's fucked up." Like I can't, especially if he loves his mom, he's gonna be all like, "Nah, fuck you. It's gonna cause some problems." But again, if he's like an Andrew Tate supporter and he's just all like, "Look, man, it's just pussy. Like men just, he gotta get satisfied." Mom, were you even giving it to him? Were you giving it to
That's
dad?
right. Yeah,
And
blame
it's
it
just
on the wife.
yeah, they'll turn to blaming the woman. So it's just like it all depends. But realistically, if they're a normal, especially, there's a lot more. Men are realizing a lot more nowadays that like, hey, maybe stop being a piece of shit, and cheating's not okay. Don't
Right.
just do stupid shit like that. But we'll see. It all depends. It all depends. Sounds like he's gonna get raised by his mother, so I think he'll be pretty good. I think he'll not like his dad too much.
She could have literally any man in the world that she wants, and she decided to go after a married man with
I know.
a baby on the way.
Yeah, maybe it's just a
crazy.
power thing. Maybe it's just like I just like she knows it's just so easy. She could just do it. Like the normal guys, she's just like I could just
Right.
it's so easy. This is so fun. Yeah.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Maybe that's what my girlfriend's doing. My girlfriend's
What?
so beautiful and amazing and top tier that she's just, she's like, let me have a regular dude. I'm really trying to dig myself out of the hole I would cheat on her with Ariana Grande thing.
You got quite the hole to dig out of with this episode. So
It's okay. I mean, it would never happen. And then again, I'm sure that's what SpongeBob's wife thought.
okay, again, I gotta stop you. Are you saying it would never happen because?
I would never meet her.
Okay, see, that's the issue. I think
It would
that's what I'm
probably
getting
be.
at.
I would probably destroy my, relationship, and if I have a family, destroy the family.
Okay, so now she knows where not to bring you. Not anywhere in West
If I ever
Hollywood.
offer to go to like LA or something, she's gonna be like, "Oh, we're through." She just breaks up with me before the
Yeah.
trip. She's just like, I just get ahead of the curve.
We can probably wrap it up here in a minute unless you have something else.
I don't have anything.
These episodes are starting to.
Oh, hold on. Fuck Josh. Sorry, we gotta
Oh,
slide that in there. Yeah, fuck Josh. I haven't posted the latest episode of T-Gold. They were so bad. Like today, it was similar to, even though this was fine because you were carrying it pretty well and we had topics, all that fun jazz. But like, I just burnt myself out doing it all week, editing and doing yours twice. By the time it was Friday, I don't know. I just dudded out. I couldn't fucking do it. And I'm still writing that dud. I'm trying to get over it. It's just so fucking hard. I'm just so tired. But
no, I get that. You did great this episode, though. Josh, I don't agree with the statements that my co-hosts are making. I'm also like trying to get in his good graces because I pissed him off before. So
yeah, you're going to be on in like a few weeks or not, maybe.
Yeah, I got to be on good terms. The dates I'll be there. The dates are requested off. So unless you guys, we're going to either hang out or hang out and record. So either way. But I guess that'll wrap it up for us. Thank you everyone for watching. This was episode 10 officially of the Lazy Thinker Show. We're officially in double
digits.
Hell yeah. So I'm excited. So we will see you next week. Thank you everyone again. Have a good one. Follow our social media down below. Thank you. Goodbye.